New Orleans, 1919, a city already filled with shadows. Jazz spilling from clubs at midnight, fog rolling through empty streets. And somewhere in the darkness, a killer carrying an axe. No fingerprints, no clear motive, no reliable suspect. Just broken doors, blood-covered bedrooms, and terrified families. But then the killer did something no one expected. He sent a letter to the newspaper, a letter claiming he would kill again. Unless the entire city played jazz music all night long, and somehow thousands of people listened. This is the terrifying mystery of the Axeman of New Orleans.
Some serial killers want money, others want revenge, but the Axeman? He felt different. Almost theatrical, like he enjoyed turning fear into a public performance.
Between 1918 and 1919, families across New Orleans were attacked in the middle of the night.
The victims were often bludgeoned in their sleep. Doors were mysteriously opened from the inside. And in many cases, the killer used the victim's own axe. That detail alone is deeply disturbing. Imagine waking up in the dark and realizing the weapon came from inside your own home. Even today, more than a century later, no one knows exactly who the axe murderer was or why the killings suddenly stopped. The attacks began quietly. At first, they didn't even seem connected. Small grocery store owners, many of them Italian immigrants, were targeted.
The violence was brutal. Victims were beaten in their beds while asleep. Sometimes entire families were attacked. And investigators noticed something strange almost immediately. There was rarely a robbery. Money and valuables were often left untouched. Which meant one terrifying thing. The killer wasn't there for theft. He came for violence, and then came another disturbing pattern. The killer usually entered by chiseling away wooden door panels, almost silently, like someone experienced at breaking into homes without waking anyone. As more attacks happened, fear spread across New Orleans. People stopped sleeping normally. Families sat awake with guns at night. Neighbors formed patrol groups. Some placed axes beside their beds, hoping they could fight back if the killer entered. Imagine living in a city where every creak in the house sounded like death approaching. That became reality in New Orleans. And because newspapers sensationalized every murderer, the Axeman almost became a mythological figure. Some believed he was a madman.
Others thought multiple killers were involved. And then, stranger theories appeared. People whispered about the mafia, about racial tensions. Even supernatural rumors began spreading. Because when fear grows large enough, people start searching for explanations anywhere. The crime scenes themselves were horrifying. Beds soaked in blood, walls splattered, victims barely recognizable after the attacks. And yet, there were details that made investigators uneasy. The killer sometimes appeared strangely calm. In several cases, the axe was left behind neatly, almost intentionally, as if the murderer wanted police to find it. And there was another eerie detail. Some victims survived. They described hearing almost nothing before the attacks. No shouting, no footsteps. Just sudden violence exploding out of darkness. One woman reportedly woke to a dark figure standing over her bed. Imagine opening your eyes and seeing a stranger holding an axe above you. That image haunted the city. Then came the moment that transformed the case forever. March 1919. A local newspaper received a letter, supposedly written by the killer. And honestly, it reads like something from a horror movie. The writer claimed to be a demon from hell. He mocked the police. mocked the city. And then he made a terrifying announcement. He said that on a specific Tuesday night, he would kill again. But there was one exception. Any home playing jazz music would be spared. The city exploded into panic. That night, New Orleans became one giant concert. Jazz poured from bars, homes, dance halls, and streets until sunrise. People stayed awake, praying the music would protect them. And strangely enough, no murders occurred that night, which only deepened the mystery. Think about how surreal this was. An entire American city obeying the instructions of a serial killer. Not because police ordered it. Because fear did. Clubs stayed packed until morning. Bands played non-stop. Even people who hated jazz, reportedly, played records in their homes. Nobody wanted silence. Because silence meant vulnerability. And maybe the creepiest part, the Axeman seemed to enjoy the control, the fear, the psychological power. This wasn't just murder anymore. It felt personal. Like the killer wanted the entire city trapped inside his game. Over the years, countless suspects emerged. Some theories focused on organized crime. Many victims were Italian-American grocers, leading some to suspect mafia involvement. Others believed the killer may have had personal grudges, but evidence never fully fit. Then there were the lone wolf theories. Maybe the Axeman was simply a sadistic serial killer who enjoyed chaos. Some investigators even questioned whether all the murders were connected at all. Because forensic science back then was primitive, crime scenes were contaminated constantly. Witness testimony changed, records disappeared, and one suspect in particular seemed promising until the evidence collapsed. That's what makes the case so frustrating. Every lead seems to dissolve into shadows. And then, almost as suddenly as the murders began, they stopped. No dramatic arrest, no confession, no final message. The Axeman simply vanished, which creates one of the darkest questions in true crime history. Why did the killer die? Go to prison for another crime, leave New Orleans, or perhaps the most disturbing possibility, did he simply choose to stop? Because if that's true, it means the killer may have spent years walking freely among ordinary people, completely unnoticed. Today, the Axeman remains one of America's strangest unsolved serial killer cases, partly because the murders feel almost unreal. The jazz letter, the midnight attacks, the vanished suspect. It sounds fictional, like an urban legend designed to terrify people. But it happened. Real families died. Real people lived through the fear. And even now, New Orleans still carries the story like a ghost hiding inside the city's history. Because the Axeman represents something deeply unsettling. A predator who didn't just attack victims, he infected an entire city with fear. So here's the question that still haunts people more than 100 years later. Who do you think the Axeman really was? A serial killer? A mafia enforcer? Multiple murderers using the same legend? Or something even stranger? And if you lived in New Orleans in 1919, would you also play jazz music all night to save yourself?
Write your opinion in the comments column below. Don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries. Like if you found this story terrifying,